trade his money for the pleasures of a woman, right? I can tell you, out here in the East, one of the things that the women of Moab, the kingdom of Moab, one of the things they specialize in is being able to not only spot the trick or spot the simp, but then being able to break him, right? Kevin Samuels, he used to always talk about, you know, my ling doesn't do this, my ling doesn't do that, or whatever. I can tell you from first-hand experience what my ling does, the things that I've seen and the things that I've heard from different men, and the things that some of these Moabite women have tried to push on me, right? My lady, she will break your pockets, right? It's a different level of, how can I say, of, it's a different level of attention that you may not have felt, right? Like all women, no matter what part of the globe you go to, all women have this ability, right? And my ling is no different, right? Talking about the women of Moab. And one of the things that the women of Moab trump Western women in is their delicateness, right? Most women around the world, they've been able to hold on to a certain level of delicateness, femininity, that the Western women cannot get to, right? One of the things about the Moab women is that they are extremely delicate, very patient, very soft, very caring, and very giving. But they use that as a tool, as a weapon, to extract resources from you, right? So they're no different than the women of the West. So you got to be careful, brothers. You got to be extremely careful. You know what I'm saying? What I will say is, in terms of finding a woman, you'll have a better chance in the East than you will in the West. But feminism has totally engulfed the whole world, right? As it is written, I have created a new thing in the earth. Woman shall compass a man, right? And you can see it in every country, right? Out here in the East, in the kingdom of Moab, like I said, the women of Moab, they're very good at extracting resources from a man because of their delicateness, right? Many in the West, women use boundaries as their tool or their weapon to extract resources from a man. But out here in the East, women use their submissiveness and their delicateness to extract resources from a man. Right? It's a totally different game. And a lot of these Moabite women, you know, they use their own natural hair. They don't wear a lot of fake fingernails. The younger generation is more prone to wearing or to going out without makeup, and they accentuate the things that are beautiful about them. Moabite women, the things that are beautiful about them are their hair and their legs, right, and their faces. They have very cute and pretty faces, but they use it in by way of witchcraft to extract resources from a man, right? All these women, no matter what country you go to, no matter what nation you're in, they all practice witchcraft, right? So for you brothers out there that might see this video, be very careful. Be very careful if you live out here in the kingdom of Moab. Good. Good. Let me jump down to Sirach 25 and 17. Good. Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 25 and 17. The wickedness of a woman changes her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Right. So, those of you brothers who have ever been, who've ever dealt with women on a high level, what you'll notice about women is that they change very fast. That delicateness, that lovingness, right? That beauty and that giving of attention, it changes very fast when they find out that they can't take anything from you anymore, right? When they see that you're not a simp, right? And you're just not gonna fall for her beauty or fall for anything that she throws at you. right? You'll see their countenance change very fast. A lot of men get surprised when they see that look in the woman's eyes for the first time, right? Where you're dealing with a woman and everything's going great, and the one time you decide, and here's where it turns. That one time that you say no, the very first time that you say no, you'll see that darkness, that shade of darkness fall over that woman's face. Not necessarily darkness in terms of like light and dark or whatever like that, but darkness in terms of how they feel towards you, right? So good. Reading on. The wickedness of a woman changes her face, and darkness her countenance like sackcloth, right? So the robe that we're supposed to wear, right? It's supposed to be dark, and you'll see a woman's face change when she hears you say no. And so for all you brothers out there dealing with women, I would implore you to test her early, right? See where she stands, right? Understand what kind of woman she is, what kind of woman you're dealing with. Can she deal with adversity, right? Is she one that always needs her ways, and is she one that needs you to bend towards her will, right? You need to check that woman early. Good. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly, right? So a woman has the ability to bring shame or to bring honor to her man, right? And so a woman who's constantly not acting in her place as a woman is going to bring shame to her husband. And when her husband sits among other men, he's going to sigh bitterly, right, in the face of other men, because that woman's bringing nothing but torment mentally and spiritually to him. Not physically, because a woman can't match a man on that level, but mentally and spiritually, she's bringing nothing but how can I say, she's not bringing peace, so to speak, to that man mentally and spiritually, right? And that'll cause a man to sigh in the midst of other men. And part of that sighing is because normally other men will know the type of women that you're dealing with, right? Men won't say anything unless you ask them, right? Or some men are good enough to where they'll tell you, hey, listen, this woman is no good for you, right? And so from there, you know, it's your job to make a decision. A lot of times, though, men get caught up with a good woman or with a woman with his heart, right? And so you end up going off, and you become a laughing stock to your friends and your family in many cases. Good. So reading on, Salakia. Let's see where I was at again. Good. 25 and 17. Salakia. And when he heareth it, he shall sigh bitterly. Right. So that man is going to sigh bitterly when he hears how his woman has been acting behind his back. Usually it's for the cause of adultery, right? A woman cheating on her husband, right? And that'll cause him to sigh bitterly. But in many cases, also too, it's that woman being riotous, right? Being clamorous, not knowing when to shut the fuck up. Salakia for my language, but even just hearing about, even just thinking about it, it really moves my spirit, because one of the worst things that you can encounter from a woman, one of the worst things about a woman is her inability to shut the fuck up, right? Stop talking so goddamn much, right? Always got something to say and never knows what the fuck she's talking about, right? Salakia. Reading on. All wickedness is but little to wickedness of a woman, right? So, as the scriptures are saying, when you think about a woman, and you think about wickedness and unrighteousness, nothing compares to that of a woman. Why? Because a woman was not given the spirit of dignity, right? A woman doesn't live by her word. She lives by her feelings. And as we know, feelings come and go. And so whatever a woman feels at any point in time, that's going to sway her to move. It's going to persuade and influence her actions. So the wickedness of a woman, right? When she feels that, oh, you didn't call me back in time, or you didn't show enough emotion for this small thing that I'm bitching about at this time. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go behind your back and cheat on you, right? That's the wickedness of a woman. right? And not understanding that her feelings sway to and fro, heretofore, at every given moment for any small little thing, and not being able to control that, right? If it's not a good woman, you'll have to deal with that, brothers. You know what I'm saying? So, especially in these last days, it's best if at all, if you can help it, if you have a woman giving you the vibes or giving you the rim, try not to deal with her, or at least deal with her tacitly, right, at arm's length, right? Let her know, hey, listen, we can move here and we can do this and do that, but in terms of me being invested in you emotionally, it's not going to happen, right? That's how you need to deal with these women in these last days, right? Because there's not one among them that doesn't come with her own headaches, and you brothers need to stay focused out here, right? So it's best to just deal with a woman at arm's length in these last days. Good. So reading on. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her, right? So you brothers who are out here dealing in sin on a high level, the Most High, he's gonna give an unrighteous woman and a wicked woman over to you, right, as a punishment. You know what I'm saying? So, you brothers that, you got a bad bitch, or you got this woman that does this and do that. Yeah, right now it feels that way, but in the long run, it's punishment, and it'll all bear out. What doesn't come out in the wash comes out in the rinse, as our people used to say back in the day. And whatever you don't see now, you'll see later on, right? What is it? Smile, laugh now and cry later, right? So you brothers that swear by what we call a bad bee, right? Or one of these Instagram models, or one of these 10s or 8, 9s or 10s or whatever like that, is going to come out in the last days, right? The type of woman that you're dealing with, right? Not worth being trusted, right? Not worth giving your all to, not worth sacrificing for, right? Good. As the climbing, Monsieur.
Yes. What are you doing?
Reading.
Reading.
Yeah.
Reading about what?
Reading about these last days. Good. Reading on. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Right. So any man searching for peace after work, a man has to go out and look for peace